Good day, everybody, and welcome to Back of the Shelf, a podcast about board games, card games, and popping off some reviews. My name is Ben, and as ever, I shall be your host tonight. This week, looking forward to getting back to school. We have Amber. Hello, Amber.
Hello, Ben.
How's your half-term week been?
It's been very busy. Gwen doesn't know why we're talking.
She doesn't. Gwen is in with us.
Yeah.
It's been very busy, hasn't it?
It has. We've taken a break. We told you a little while ago we took a break because we had to move house. And that has been a long process.
Has been a long process.
I mean, if I could recommend not moving house to anybody.
75% in.
Yeah, mostly. Here we go.
I haven't lost my rag too much. It's been all right.
There we go.
We'll call that a success.
Sure.
Put that in the win column.
But because of that, we haven't necessarily played the...
Well, up until this week, Amber, we didn't really play anything.
You've had a busy week,
now
Ben. Sorry, how's your half-term break been?
Squeezing it. It's been good.
Okay.
Lots of games. Squeezed in.
Go on.
Well, we'll start with you.
Yeah, because
last weekend, we did our monthly board game evening in the local cafe.
Yeah.
It was quite good. We're at a point now where we don't really have to be there. People are showing up with their games, knowing how to play.
Yeah.
So that's nice, but we did go down for this one. What did you play there?
I only play, I explained Splendor to a new little group. I think I only played, is it Perudo?
Yes.
The dice game, what do you call it? Liar's Dice.
You were very excited about it.
Yeah, because I came second. I almost won it all.
You ran over and asked me what the game was.
Yeah. Anyways, it was, it was not explained very well.
No, okay.
I didn't really understand what was going on. Most of us, there were 7 of us in total, 5 of us had no idea what was going on. So you have everyone has their colored dice, which it doesn't really matter because we did say, actually, everyone needs to have maybe, was it 6 dice? You start with 6 or 7 dice.
Yeah. There's so many variations, sorry.
And then you roll your little dice and put them under the cup, and then you take a peek, and then someone says, okay, I think there are 4 2s on the table, and the next person either needs to beat it by saying 5 2s or 4 3s or 4 6s. So we did that for a bit. Like I said, the first couple rounds, most of us had no idea what was going on. Or you could call their bluff, and then we reveal our dice. So, but I guess these were special dice because instead of a 1, there was like a wild, right?
That's it. Again, it depends which version you're playing.
Anyhow.
There are literally hundreds of versions.
Yes. Anyhow, it was a nice little game. I will probably try to play something like that at school because I thought that was I feel like the kids might like that. So that's actually the only thing I played on the weekend. We kept it short and sweet.
Yeah. I played Pandemic. Not really happy about that. But I just joined someone.
I was going to say, you weren't even invited. You just sat down.
No, they invited me.
Okay.
Definitely invited me.
Okay.
They had been playing it wrong. Just a couple of little rules, and they'd been winning consistently without realizing it. They felt they had to eliminate all the diseases off the board. So they were staying at beginner level and cranking through it and thinking, we can't do it. So, oh no, you won. If you did this last time, you won. They changed the mood.
Okay.
Then we went to hard level and just died instantly.
Okay.
It was very bad. Yeah, so that was Saturday. That was nice. That's getting more and more successful.
Yes.
Happy about that. Then I went to meet up with a local friend, and we played Ankh, which is an Egyptian-themed war game. Really, you'd hate it, but I loved it. It was fantastic. It is by Eric Lang. I've never ever played an Eric Lang game. He's very famous in the board game world, but he makes very conflict-heavy games. So I don't think you would like any of them really. But I really enjoyed it. It was very good. And the models were ridiculous. Eric Lang's famous doing lots of conflict-heavy games. We've never played any because I don't think you really like conflict very much. But I really enjoyed it. It was excellent. So that was good. Wednesday Club went to play a game that you might like. It was like, well, when it was pulled out, it was explained to me that it was a bit like Seven Wonders. Mm-hmm. This is a game called Moon. and it's not a lot like Seven Wonders. It had the drafting thing, but then you would draft, but then stop while everyone took their individual turn. So in the initial rounds, very quick, you just put a card down to. Oh my god! By the end of it, it was just dragging as you build up combos with your cards. It was slow because there were 5 of us, I think, and that was perhaps 1 or 2 too many.
It is. 3 is the magic number for almost every game.
Possibly, yes. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly, except Resistance. So yeah, it wasn't great. I didn't love it, but I think if it was just me and you, that might be a different story. So it was all right. So I'm keeping.
That's the only thing you played on Wednesday?
Yes. That's
that's
how long it took.
Wow, we're done.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we sat down and we played our first ever game in our new house.
We did.
And that game was
Dune Imperium.
with
Whatever expansion you pulled off.
the expansion is called Rise of Ix.
Okay. How many expansions are there for Dune?
There's more and more.
Oh, really?
There's 2 big ones, I think, and then there's a few others.
Okay.
So this was, I think, one of the first ones that came out. This added a little bit. This tweaked things slightly.
Did it deserve its whole? Like it has. It's not a big box, but it is a full size box.
Exactly. Amber.
Did it deserve?
I can see you've read the review I posted.
No, I didn't actually. I'm going to be honest with you. But did it need?
It did not need a box that big. It's a box that big to fit in with the size of the original box.
And that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways.
It was a small bit of card for the boards.
That's all it was. You covered a couple bits up and had other things that we could have. Anyways,
some little wooden chunks, and it could have come in a box the size of an Oink Games, like a cassette tape. It was not necessary.
That's quite funny.
Yes, ridiculous. But anyway, the game. I think I've done the review. So Dune Imperium. I love Dune Imperium. It did have some rough edges. Like for example, the money became inconsequential towards the end. And actually, I played Dune base game the day after with some other people, and I remember thinking, oh yeah, I remember these things. The money, once you've got your third agent and your seat on the High Council, the money is basically useless. We had teams of it by the end. In the expansion, it's never useless, and in fact, it's really scarce because it takes away that bit where you can sell spice for money, which is
that's right, yeah. That's right.
So money's really tight all the time, and that just improves matters. The dreadnoughts come in; they make the conflict much more tactical. You think more carefully about it because they're all powerful. And in the base game, the decks became very bloated. It was very rarely an opportunity to what they call shred cards, discard cards, get rid of trash cards to get your deck slimmer and get rid of the crappy cards and get the more powerful ones coming up again and again and again. There was very few opportunities for that in the base game. In this one, much more opportunities. It's much bigger. So it improved the game. Already the game was fantastic. It has improved upon it. So a fantastic little expansion. Really enjoyed it. Still love that game.
Do you think, I know this isn't all about Dune today, but do you think that you will forever play with that expansion now? Like now that you have it, like are you going to go back? If you and I, for example, if you and I are going to play Dune Imperium, are we just automatically playing with that expansion? Like, or can
You
we
and
just...
me? Yes.
Okay.
But the next day after I went with my friend, no, it was a lot. It's
Because
already.
you were just teaching his son, that's why.
I was teaching the son, yeah. So he needed.
It didn't make or break the game for him. I still won. Let's call that out. Let's put that in there right now.
It was close.
It was close, but I still won. I didn't need it there. I'm happy without it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry to break that. That being said, what do you say? Little dreadnoughts?
The dreadnoughts,
yeah. I needed those in my little army, though.
Yeah.
But so that helped me beat you a few times there. It's fine.
Well, it's very interchangeable. When I took it to the house, I said, I'm not going to sit through and pull out all the cards that I've added. We'll just ignore half of it. If any symbols come up that are relevant, we'll take those out. But otherwise, we're just playing. It worked out great. So it still has the decks where you can get rid of cards. That still works.
Okay.
Excellent.
So that was the christening.
Yeah, Rise of Ix. Then I played a Dune again the next day.
It's been a Dune heavy week.
Then pulled out an old classic called Lancaster. I don't know if you remember Lancaster. We played it in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
So it was obviously a while ago. It was where you had different strength knights and you could push each other out of places. We played it a few times because you like worker placement. And then it sort of, we stopped playing it for a little while. He pulled it out.
Oh, cute.
He's reignited my interest in that game.
I'm very much a visual person. Like you talk about these games. I do need to physically see the picture. I need to see it that way, but...
Yeah, it was a good one. It's very old. It's showing its age.
Okay.
But it was good. Really enjoyed that game.
And then...
Finally...
Sorry, how many... So let's just, listener, if you're still with us. So you played games. Was it Sunday? Are you counting all your days?
Yeah, Sunday. Monday. Wednesday. Friday. Saturday was his... Hello, half term.
Saturday was his all-day gaming.
Yeah.
But you didn't make it for, what is it, 9 o'clock kickoff?
Well, it runs 9 till 9.
9 to 9, but
I think, I don't think I appreciate just how great that is because not many people have that. Because we every first Saturday of the month, we have 9 till 9 in the hall.
Okay, so you rocked up for 10-ish?
Yeah, couldn't quite make the 9. Played Veiled Fate, which I'm happy to never play again.
Oh, okay, because you did mention that a couple of weeks ago. Okay.
It's not, yes, we played it again.
Okay.
They insisted it's a very strategic game. It's not a strategic game. It's just... it's funny. It definitely raises a laugh. That's its good thing. But it's a lot of effort for those laughs. But watching people... It's like a Resistance. People watching people... Except in Resistance, it's really hard to tell who's who. In this game, it was more straightforward. You can tell who's who.
Oh, yeah. You explained that
within a couple of turns. I hid myself really well. Because no one had any idea who I was because I wasn't really doing anything for my little guy. I was just doing random things. So that was okay. It was fun. I'm okay to never play again.
So how long did that game take?
It took a while. It takes a long time. That's the issue.
So you played that.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, God. Right. And then one of the guys loves Root. We haven't played... It was who I played Root with the whole summer, a couple of summers ago. He said, I'd really like to take it out. I said, yeah, great. Put it out. We tried to hook in one more. Yeah, they sat down. Great. And then 2 more sat down. Now, 2 of us have played a lot. 3 of us have never played before. And that was a poor choice, especially because one person has extraordinarily long analysis paralysis. Like 10 to 15 minutes per turn.
Okay, just pause here because now I want a name. So we're just going to pause this episode. Who is it? What's that?
The guy with the beard.
Oh, okay. So he's not new to the club.
He was new. He's brand new to the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's his partner or whatever.
That was his partner, yeah. Okay. So they were brand new. They were lovely. And they were lovely. They played Veiled Fate. They were really good. Really good.
We're editing back in. You're going in. Okay, you have to edit some of that out. No naming and shaming.
They were lovely. Really good addition. They were Eager Beavers. They've just moved to the area, to the local town next over. They were great. But this game ruined him. Like and the problem was, in Root, you have a specific, they say, or if you've got 5 players, you should have these 5 factions. 2 of them are straightforward. 3 of them were really complicated. So we gave two of them to the newest, but then this other guy had to have a complex because that was the set. There's no, and I'm thinking, well, maybe we should don't do this. Let's do the moles or something. Nope, we had the badgers. Oh, it was brutal. I'm not joking, 10, 15, because you were there. You
I was going to say, so what, because you sent me a message about 12 o'clock saying, don't rush because we've just started an epic game. And so I thought we showed up about 12:30.
Yeah.
So you're already an hour and a half. You're an hour and a half in, and I looked around. No one else was.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone else is already playing a game. So I took out Glass Row because I saw that you could play 1 player. So I was kind of curious about that.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was fine. It was okay. It was good to remember how to play it again.
Mm-hmm. In the end, I had to do the almost unforgivable. I had to go see the guy and say, listen, I got to bow out because I need to go. I was turned up to play games.
Which I told you should not do because I think that looked really bad.
It did, but
I think you need to not play Root anymore. Like, come on,
no, it's when it's me and him and an AI, we fly through it. We would get through 2 or 3 games an evening.
Okay.
It was just, there was 3 new people. And it's a very difficult game to explain. It should only be 1 or 2 new people and maximum. But the guy just loves it so much. He's willing to try and he almost plays the game for each person. He'll say, "You should do this, this, this. Look what you got there. You should do this, this, this." So he was happy. I had about it. He said, "Yeah, no, I understand."
So you really only got 3 games in. So did he actually understand or not?
Oh yeah.
He was fine with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was absolutely fine. He said, "Oh, I totally understand." I said to him afterwards, "I'm really sorry. I had to."
I mean, you did ruin their game and they left without saying goodbye. But,
they did. No, they said goodbye. He was fine. So yeah, and then we finished off with Glass Road. So we played a few games of that. He obviously gave me because he came and played our game afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. We taught 2 new people Glass Road, and so I played Glass Road 3 times yesterday.
Yeah. Still really like that game.
Yeah.
At 4, we've only ever played it 2-player, and we've played it quite a few times there.
No, we played with
Oh, that's
Gerald.
right. That's right.
So we played it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine at 4. Fine at 2.
I don't know if they loved it.
They said they were willing to play again.
Oh, there you go. That'll do. And then today we pulled out the monster.
A Feast for Odin.
Feast for Odin.
I really wanted this game after playing it. We're gonna say like playing it under the lights. That went in the summer, and it is a monster box. So last night we did all the punching out. There was so much stuff to punch out and organize. But I'm happy we played it.
Mm-hmm. I do. When you said you loved it, I'm thinking,
no, I didn't. Did I say I loved it or I enjoyed it?
Enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
the first
it.
time we played it.
Yeah.
I really want that game. I said, okay, fine. I said, I don't know. Do I like this game? And then we were in it today. I said, oh yeah, it is very satisfying. There is something very satisfying about that game. The number of things you can do, the avenues you can explore, we can go totally off. Well, we do have to go off and do totally different things, but you can. The only really interaction is blocking each other.
So, are we going to call it a worker placement or?
Oh yeah, this is a worker placement.
It's not pick up and deliver. Yeah, so worker placement.
This is a worker placement.
And I think we've discussed it before a few episodes ago. So you have your workers,
Your Vikings.
You have your Vikings, and you start with I think maybe 7, something like that. But then you have these little tiles of different sizes, and they're so varied at what they are. But you can upgrade them, which means you just flip them over, and they're worth a little bit more. And they eventually need to go strategically on your board. But then there's just so much stuff going on. There's boats and there's hunting and
there are things that we didn't even touch. The exploring Iceland, we didn't even touch that.
So the reason I really wanted this game was because when we played it in the summertime, I felt like we barely even scratched the surface.
That's true.
And the guy who owned the game said, "Oh yeah, my wife and I, we get through this in 45 minutes." So I was like, "Yes, I would like to actually understand how to play it and have some sort of plan," because I definitely didn't have a plan the first time we played it. I was barely surviving, but and I won.
Yes, again. I thought I had you.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah,
I went and upgraded my boats real fast.
Yeah, and you emigrated.
Yeah, emigrated. There we go.
I covered up the whole thing box.
Yeah, well done.
Like it.
Anyhow, so you will get a full review shortly.
Yes.
Probably in a couple of weeks, so we can play it a few more times and see if we can add some more stuff in.
Yeah, that was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Now, we have a
I'm going to interrupt you because we did get this from.
Kienda.
We did get it from Kienda. I'm hoping. I think it's probably in stock because it wasn't in stock about a month ago. So I was on the waiting list for it. So hopefully it's in stock again. Because if it is, go and get it.
It is very satisfying. Very satisfying game. Because on paper, when you go through the rules, you look at the size of the game, and you look at all the symbology, and actually, it's quite a straightforward game. There's a few little bits you're like, I don't understand that. We didn't do the exploring because actually none of us ever went there, but I'd have to go and read it. But the rest of it was quite straightforward. It's just there are so many interesting little things you can do. Go hunting, go whaling, go pillaging.
Yeah. I agree. Actually, there's so many different ways you can we say different ways to win? Different ways to, Yeah,
good. Okay, so We are going to change things slightly for season 7. We thought we would try and shine a light on some back of the shelf businesses, things you might not have heard of before, and neatly. The reason we felt so confident in getting Feast for Odin out on the table is because I went and bought some trays for the little components. Which actually, I was going to say about Feast for Odin, everything in that box feels like someone's really, really thought about what they're doing. Because even though it's a monster, there's stuff everywhere, it's all really well organized. The little tokens, the cardboard, have their own trays. But everything else, we use these trays from a company called S7.E01 3D Prints. I'll put the link in our show notes somewhere. But they sell 3D printed trays and holders. And he's showing you some plans of things he's got coming up. And they look cool as well. But they're great. And they all been... I think they got a thumbs up from us. The other thing that's nice as well is they are made from something called PLA, which is cornstarch based. So these are going to be fully biodegradable.
Oh, cool.
So when I get angry and throw them out the window, we can be sure that they'll just rot away.
They'll just decompose out there. Great.
So yeah, S7.E01 3D prints. They were really good. Really happy with them. They did their job.
We'll definitely have a look. This is my problem though. I like little things like that.
Yeah.
They came in. Was there 9 of them?
Yeah.
So they came in their own little holder, and I took a picture of it because it was so cute. But for not only Feast for Odin, but I already know so many games. Oh, should this be Gerald's Christmas present? I don't even know when Gerald's birthday is. Everyone needs these. I was really envious when someone else had something similar that he just made himself. So I'm happy that you found these. So this is our small business shout out segment. So if you are a small business, or if you have a friend who is a small business owner, what?
No, go ahead.
Why are you looking at me like that? Because
I do want to emphasize we did buy these. These were not sent
Oh yeah,
to us.
definitely. But I'm saying I think it's important that we support local businesses, small local businesses.
Yes. We are keeping our bias in control.
Yes. Otherwise, next episode I'll tell you about my curly hair stuff. That'll be my small business shout out. Okay. So,
Right.
onward.
The one thing that is making a return, the knowledge pump.
Can we call no, we're gonna change that. I thought about this as I was walking Gwen earlier. I decided we're not calling it the knowledge pump because no one likes that. Can we just call it the bots quiz?
Bots quiz.
Yeah, there you go. Bots quiz. Time for the bots quiz.
Where we pump the bots for knowledge.
Stop saying that. It's so weird.
Bot pump.
No, can you just quiz?
Okay, quiz.
Ready.
We're going to do 3 reviews this week of games that we have reviewed on Instagram but haven't really talked about too much on here. So what I'm going to ask you this week, Amber, is if you can guess the rating and the weight of those 3 games according to Board Game Geek. Now, I'll give you a clue or some sort of starter.
Yeah, please.
Dune Imperium, Rise of X, its rating is 8.8. That is really high.
Okay.
Maybe one of the highest rated games I've seen. Its weight is 3.12, which is again quite high.
Because it's out of 5.
Okay. Right. The first game that we are going to talk about is Red Cathedral. So what is the rating on Red Cathedral? While Amber ponders this.
Sorry, again, it's
deeply.
a rating. Is it a rating out of 10?
Yes. While Amber ponders this, please join along.
Yeah.
See if you can beat our resident expert.
So Red Cathedral is probably rated 5.6 with a weight of 2.4.
Oh, no. So the rating is 7.7.
Okay.
That puts it solidly in the good bracket.
Good, okay.
And the weight is 2.82, so a little bit heavier than you thought.
Oh, hey, but I was...
This is quite heavy, people think. Okay.
Okay.
Game number 2. It's a reminder, Red Cathedral 7.7. Furnace. What is the rating and weight of Furnace?
The rating of Furnace is 7.1 and the weight is 2.1.
Oh, not bad.
Okay.
Not quite. Rating is 7.4.
I said it was 7.1. Okay, that's nice.
And
Close.
the weight is 2.28.
I said 7.1. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Lastly, the third game we're going to talk about. It's a game called San Francisco. What is the rating of San Francisco and what is its weight?
San Francisco is 7.83. And the weight is 2.41.
A little high.
Yeah, I think
the
so.
The rating is 6.8.
Oh, and I said 7.
That's dipping down below, not very popular. And the weight is 2.20.
Wowzers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
Those are just a bunch of numbers.
We're going to get back into practice.
Yes, I really do.
Practice. You've been out for a little while.
How does the rating then work? Is it just people, like, could you go and rate it right now?
Yeah.
So
that's the frustrating thing.
Oh gosh, go back to like, let's just go vote every day.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. So people could just go and vote for it.
Okay.
You have to rely on a game having a huge number of votes, and then you're starting to get more accurate, as in most statistical things. So these 3 games have had many, many votes. So that's probably a decent picture of what
that's interesting. So you're saying out of the 3 of them, San Francisco came down the lowest. I'm writing it down. What was San Francisco? 6.8. And then Furnace was
7.4.
And then 7.7
Yep.
was Red Cathedral. Interesting. And San Francisco is also the lightest as far as weight.
Yeah, although it and Furnace are pretty close.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so this was my idea. I'm going to take this and go with it. I don't think all of season 7 is just going to be about reviews, but I thought we've been doing a lot of reviews on social media, and I thought it would be nice if we actually just maybe backed up ourselves a little bit.
It's a good idea.
So I guess if you don't care about reviews, maybe just skip the next 28 minutes. Just kidding. Okay.
No, these are going to be quick, short, sharp.
28 minutes. We all know how Ben likes to talk.
Okay. Mini review 1. This is a game called Red Cathedral, designed by Isra C. and Shay S. They don't seem to have surnames. The art is by Shemav Roman and Pedro Soto. It is a rondel. That's the round thing. You go round and round and round. Structuring a sort of very light Euro game because you are getting resources and building a church, basically, with a few other little bits attached to it.
A red cathedral.
A red cathedral, yes, in the red square. Before we hear your thoughts, I didn't love it. We played it several times, and each time I became less and less enchanted by it. Like the first time I thought, oh, this is brilliant, yeah, we'll go round and round. Second time, I was like, oh, we're just sort of not, it's not really terribly engaging. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I'm just not done with this. Not having a good time with this. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the rondel bit of it because I think that's maybe one of the first times I've played a rondel game. There's just so much like strategy and thinking and planning, a lot of planning because you have your dice and you can only go so many, you have to work out where you're going and try to get some bonuses and then go build parts of the cathedral and then go and decorate it before the other person does. And there's a lot of strategy as far as like what order you're going to do things and when are you going to do it. It is not a heavy game. I can't remember what you said the weight is for this game. It's not a heavy game. It's not a 3-hour game. It's nothing like that. I do think it has a place though, as far as where like maybe things we haven't even tried this with some of the intro to gamers, and maybe that was the thing. Like maybe this is just not your spice, but maybe.
Oh yeah,
right.
This is obviously opinion.
Okay.
Opinion.
Yep. It is all opinion. Yes. I
felt like it wanted to be one of those old classic Euros, an economic engine where you could outwit and outpower and outmaneuver your opponents. But it didn't back itself because you only have a certain number of there were flags you could put on
that's right.
On locations,
that's right. Yeah.
If you'd have had an unlimited number of those, and you could really go. And it was a race to get as many as you could. I think okay, fair enough. It was a real sort of get as many resources as you can. And the classic Euro would be you've pushed yourself too far. You've put too much strain on your engine and it's collapsed. Now you got to try and get it back. Whereas this one, we couldn't do it 6 times. And you could do it 6 times. I could do it 6 times. And so really it was just a case of, well, do you want that one? Or I guess I'll go for that one. And that was sort of it. It lacked teeth, really, I think. That was it. I was like, oh, okay.
But again, I don't know if we played it with a third or fourth player. Was it just us?
Maybe. I think the other reason, because we played Homesteaders really close to that with Gerald and his partner. And that is your classic Euro where you can destroy, you can overcommit yourself to certain things, and your engine just breaks down because you haven't got the capacity for what you want to try and do with it. That is, to me, what an economic game should be. Red Cathedral didn't let you do that. So I didn't love it.
You didn't feel it?
Didn't love it.
I still enjoy it. I will happily play it with someone who's not you.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I guess it's a gentle...
I think it is a gentle game.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about the people, so it was really quite awkward yesterday because I was just playing a game by myself. I was playing Glass Row by myself, and then Ben's like, "Oh, go and ask those 2 people if they want to play with you." I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to feel like that kid on the playground. You want to look for friends."
Yeah.
So
and you look like a kid in the playground when you sort of ambled over sideways.
Like, hey,
hi guys.
Hey, you want to play games with me? They're like, "Oh no, we don't play games." Like, what are you doing at the all-day game thing? But no, she was just coming to drop off snacks, I think, and he was waiting to play Magic. But then when I talked to him later on, he's like, so, his partner, maybe she doesn't like Magic or Warhammer or whatever. I'm not going to use the word crap. You can edit that bit out as well. Yeah, she seems maybe a lot more like
But from
me.
what he said, he did say, "Oh yeah, I try to get her to play my games." Warhammer.
Yeah, no chance. So maybe like something like that I could play with. Maybe I need to make some new friends, and then So anyhow, I enjoyed it. It's not my go-to game, but I think I definitely enjoyed it, and I think maybe it would be, I don't want to say like a warm-up game, but it could be. It's not a forever game. It didn't take us ages.
It was too long for a filler, though.
Okay.
That's I just didn't know what it was trying to do. There we go. That's what I was.
You should all probably understand as well. Ben is now 42 and on his way to being a grumpy old man. So nothing except, I don't even know what games please you.
Well, hold your horses.
Holding my horses. All right. So that is our mini review on...
That was our Red Cathedral.
So you do not give it 2 thumbs up?
No, God. No.
Do you even give it 1?
No.
Oh. Well, I'm going to give it 1. If you see it somewhere, give it a go and then decide for yourself if that's something that...
If it was 15, 20 minutes shorter.
Okay.
Okay, cool, a little rundown, but it wasn't quite a long game.
Okay. Maybe you're just not good at it.
True there, yeah, touche.
Okay.
Next one.
Yes.
Furnace. Furnace is designed by Ivan Lashin. The art... Sorry, Gwen, was I disturbing you? The art was by Sergei Dulin and Marta Ivanova. This game is a auction or bidding game. Let's say bidding game, not quite an auction game. Where you have a number of cards, beautiful cards laid out in a row in front of you. You have a 4, 3, 2, 1 bid disc. You can put your disc on a card. That's your bid for it. And other people cannot put the same bid on as you, or they can. And once you've put your own color on it, you can't put another color on it. So there's some rules about the bidding, which was really good. That was really tidy. Really enjoyed that sort of. Trying to get people to go for the or gazumping them. Really enjoyed that. But then the second half of the game, and that was highly interactive. We're bidding. It's a classic bidding game. The second half of the game was a engine game. So you take the cards and you'd arrange them in a line from left to right, and then you just run your engine. You put a cube in here, different color cube comes out, and that color cube goes into the next card, and that changes into some money in a different card. And heads down, don't talk to each other. 5 minutes later, heads up. Oh, are you finished? Should we? Terrible. So the first half, the bidding thing, I absolutely loved. It was great, really exciting. The second half was shite.
You can't. I think it's harsh. I think it's harsh when you describe games like that because we know that people put a lot.
It's lazy. That engine stuff has been around for 20 years.
Okay. I don't think I love engine building games, and I haven't played loads of engine building games, but I don't think I like them.
I think you have. I always try and bring them up, and we have actually played a lot of engine building games because they are very popular, and I have brought several to you, and you have no interest in them.
Okay.
We play it, and you're like, yeah. So I agree.
I'm just engine building and drafting, car drafting. I'm just not. I'm not good at it because I'm not sure. It's just not necessarily for me. I think Gerald had played Furnace before he came to visit us, and I don't know if he gave it flying reviews, but I think he enjoyed it enough for me to be like, yeah, let's take it out, let's get it going. But it is like you said, like the auctioning bidding, whatever you want to call it, that bit's fun. And then it's like, oh God, how can I make this the most efficient engine possible? And that's where I don't love that aspect of it.
It was. I don't think it's too harsh to say it was lazy. You could have taken that bit out and put in a game from 1995, and probably people would recognize what it was. Change this cube into a different color cube and use that color cube. That was poor. Beautiful.
I was gonna say, component wise, it wasn't massive either, was it? Like it didn't take up a large amount of space. So if you are a lover of engine building, is this game for you? Maybe
if you're prepared to do that.
I mean, it is 7.4. It's ranking, so
it was there's enough a few years ago.
There's enough people enjoy it to
I guess
merit that. I guess
maybe we're wrong. No. Sorry, if you do hear a few huffs and sighs, it's not because we're boring each other. Gwen is struggling with us.
Yeah, we're boring her.
We're boring her. Game number 3.
Go on.
San Francisco. Designed by Rainer Knizia. The art is by Roman Kucharski. Why don't you explain what this one is?
Oh gosh, that's too much pressure.
Okay. It is a drafting game where the cards are constantly renewed. You see cards you're going to be coming out of the deck and being put into one of 3 different columns, which are called contracts for this game. You are allowed to take those cards as long as there are more cards than you have contracts. So if you had 1 contract, you couldn't take 1 card. Take those cards, put them in your area. You're building up areas of San Francisco. Everyone gets to discard a contract. So if you take a column, everyone's having a great time and opens up all new possibilities for everyone. And then you're building up this San Francisco, trying to make connections and roads and filling up the roads from left to right, different colors, there's white, yellow, orange. I loved the contracts bit. I loved trying to manipulate each other into taking contracts or not taking contracts. I remember the exact moment I pulled one out, I thought, I really want this card. And I went to go and put it down. I thought, whoa, hang on a second. If I put it there, she'll go for it. If I don't put it there, he might go for that. So if I put it here, that makes this really tempting. But then I might be able to go as I loved that idea of trying to manipulate people into things. Now, funnily enough, the game Ankh, which I played with, has something very similar in its turn structure. There's a whole load of rows with little markers on them, and if you take, say, a move turn, you move that counter 1 space from left to right. If that reaches the end, something big happens, and your turn is over. So if the counter is right at the end, if you take a move action, you know it's the only action you're going to get to do, and your turn is over and it's done. That is the only time I've ever really seen anything like it as well, which was great. I loved it. So this thing is in San Francisco. I really, really like that thing. Laying the cards down.
See, I enjoyed that bit because you have to do some serious planning because every card's a different color. I think there's either 4 or 5 different rows. And there's bonuses everywhere. It's not a high scoring game, so you really need to be choosy with what you're willing to pick up. And because there's no way to like discard your cards. Once you bought it, you bought it. Like that's yours.
I don't think you have to put the card on the city.
Maybe you're right, actually. But then it's like a little bit. I always feel like that's wasteful.
Yeah.
But then there's the whole. It's not subway. What are those little trolleys? The little trolley.
Trams. Yeah.
Trams. Yeah.
So there's a whole number of things I thought. Oh, I don't know if that's like. Is that intentional? Has that been? I mean, it's Ryan Knizia. He's clearly thought really hard about it. This is one of the greatest designers ever. But if it forced you to put your cards on your map, I think, oh yeah, that becomes really interesting, because if there's a card you really want in amongst cards you don't really want, do you go for that one?
Right.
Do you not go for that one? That's really interesting. The fact that you don't really have to put the cards on if you don't want to, it's like, oh, okay, is that cool? I don't know. It felt kind of soft. Don't love it. Don't love it. I love the contract.
I do love it. I definitely love it.
The map laying is
Yeah, I love that bit. I definitely like the map laying, because that's the bit where you are like constructing your city. You have to like, right, organize it, and
it's very easy to teach. That's nice. I think it's definitely in the gateway game level. Be easy to teach other people.
Is that why it only got a 6.8 ranking?
It didn't. I think I'm gonna go along with that. It didn't really feel all that polished, finished. I'm not sure. It felt like a few things were just sort of bolted on. The trams, for example, were an odd little.
It's just
one more thing to think about.
It's just another bonus, another way to get some points, because it was not a high scoring game. I do disagree. I think it was fun. It was because I don't need massive chunky games all the time. That's I know you're saying like beginner game. Yeah, that's fine. But actually maybe because it's not a long game, and I think it's a good game to maybe start off the evening, finish off the evening. Because when we played with Gerald, that's what it was. It was at the end of the night. It was like, oh, we have time for one more, which we play. So I thought it was a good.
I think it was perfect for that. Yes.
Yes, and I think it's important that we do have variety of games like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I am giving it 2 thumbs up, and I am saying
2 thumbs up.
Oh, still, Oof. Yeah, I love it. 2 thumbs up. You need to go and get it.
I'd give it half a thumb.
You shove that half a thumb. I'm just kidding. Okay, okay. You are allowed your opinion.
Thank you very much. Okay, there were our 3 games. I think we've sort of got through it pretty concisely. Haven't really changed our minds from when we wrote them.
Maybe.
We'd also like to thank Kienda for sending us those games. They did send us all 3 of them. So thank you, Kienda. All the details are in our link tree on our Instagram page, so you can go and find them nice and easily. But thank you, Kienda. Finally, the return of everyone's favourite segment is Shelf Space. Amber. This one was specifically spoken about in the last few weeks. Since we've been off air for 3 or 4 weeks now, there have been several conventions, big conventions. that people would like to know. If I describe this situation to you, your thoughts. It is a common trait around about this time when people go to the conventions for people to get home from whatever they've been doing in the convention, walking around, and taking a photo of all the games they've bought that day and sharing them on Facebook. They call it a haul, my haul picture.
Yes.
My haul, H-A-U-L.
H-A-U-L, yes.
And it's becoming more and more controversial because it turns out that some people are being media people, are given a lot of these games. And now in America, you have to, I think it is America, you have to declare if these are gifts or if you have bought them. And it's becoming a big thing in the board game world because some of these people have dozens of games in their photos. I myself find it horrible. I have to bite my tongue. And in fact, I used to, back when I was a young angry man, used to make very snide comments on people's photos.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Snide comments. I don't know, we a fresh perspective, I think it was requested. How do you feel about it?
This is funny, isn't it? Because social media is like, it's a whole new, different world situation, right? With people like influencers, like that's their job. This is their livelihood now.
That is
This
true.
right? So this is a whole...
That is true. Now, these might not be influencers. These might just be civilians.
Okay. So I'm not really sure if the question is like, should people not be sharing what they've...
I think it was just your thoughts. People were interested.
I think, I mean, it's interesting to see what people have found, like, especially if they're like little gems that's like, oh, look what I found, look at this great little deal I got, or the whole bring and buy. I'm so interested in the whole bring and buy situation. I don't know why. I really am. Especially if like, you're going and like, what if we like go to Essen one year and like come back with 2 suitcases?
Sorry, if.
When. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I also think that there's like a time where, the whole world doesn't need to see everything. That's another, but that's just me being old and not thinking it's really important to share every aspect of your life. But, I don't know. I think it is a little bit cheeky for people to be given things and then...
Yes, that has been tightened up nowadays. Okay. And in fact, as soon as someone shows a big photo, most people say, "How many of these did you buy? Mm-hmm. How many of these were gifts?" I still find it a little grotesque. People showing photos. It's just showing off, really.
Yeah.
I don't understand the mentality behind it. Why do you need people to see the games you've bought? I never really have understood that. If it was generally a one-off, classic Grail game, look what I found.
Like when if and when you find El Grande at that next convention, right?
I'd be excited. Yeah. I'd show my personal friends.
Yeah, well, all 72 followers. Yeah.
I've never ever considered showing people a photo of a group of games that I've bought.
But again, I do. Okay, I'm going to disagree a little bit there because I do think it's like, if again, can't remember, where are you and the boys going?
Acon. That's coming up. Yeah,
that is coming up. Okay.
Acon Northwest.
Yeah, like I'm sure you guys are gonna get something, and like why not show off what you found, especially if they are like rare finds or something like I've been looking for this. Look what I found, because we're gonna talk about it anyways. So then I think it's fine if you're not like, hey, look what I bought, full price, like whatever. Yeah. Like that's fine. I think it's not gloating. It's not weird or anything like that. It is just like, hey, look at this, look what I found. I think that's why I'm like, I
show
think
you a few of them. I think we'll have to.
Sure. Again, I'm not like easily. I'm not easily impressed either. Like whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. There you go. Yes.
It's a strange Carcassonne big box for £20.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It is a strange phenomenon of the board game world.
Okay.
It's quite common. It's quite strange.
Maybe you just need to like change with the times.
Maybe, yes.
Or you just need to not be on social media.
You see, even shelfies, I'm interested in how people arrange them, and how people have. Oh, you put your games like this. People, people who do it vertical or horizontal. That's interesting.
Color coordinated,
or just randomly to make my eyes itch. Even that, I'm sort of mildly interested in. I have never been interested in those sorts of photos. The hauls. There you go. Maybe I'm an old grumpy man.
For the 5 people listening, still at this point, please share your hauls with us. I'm very curious. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Thanks, Amber.
Okay.
We're gonna call it a day there.
Are we gonna keep going with? Are we gonna keep going with these reviews? Are we gonna?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Apologies for Gwen. We're still trying to work out. First of all, we're in the kitchen at the moment. We're gonna see how the sound works on this one. This is Gwen's domain, so she has graciously allowed us to record. Although she was getting a little bit irritable, so now she's outside. So if you do pick up her in the background, I do apologise. We'll sort something out for next time. Amber,
Ben,
could you tell everyone where they could find us?
Yes. Ben has created some sort of tree in on the Instagram, which is back.of.the.shelf. So if you go to Instagram, you can find all of the socials there.
Everything.
There's also the Facebook group, which he likes to post the most ridiculous things on. So go have a read there. The email, especially if you are a small business owner or have a small business friend that you want us to talk about or check out, please send that to us. Also on the Gmail, backoftheshelfpodcast@gmail.com. The Guild?
Yeah, Guild's still going. Yeah.
Oh, Guild's up there. Go find the Guild. Yeah, I think I cut them all.
Got them all.
Did I? I don't know.
Well done.
Okay.
I still, got the practice going.
Okay.
Once again, thank you to Kienda for the games we talked about today.
Yes.
They're great. And so we'll call it a day. So it is good night from me.
Goodbye from me.